Hi everybody, my name is Christian Limoges. I am a naturopathic doctor. I've been practicing for more than 30 years. So today I'm going to talk about all the brain problems like Alzheimer's, lack of concentration, lack of memory, like all the problems that are affecting the brain. So the first thing to understand always is that my whole body, the human body is made up of cells. Okay, we have about 80 to 90 to maybe 100 trillion cells inside of the body. So we have skin cells, we have bone cells, we have muscle cells, we have liver, stomach cells, and we have brain cells. And all of the cells, whether they come from the brain or the liver or the stomach or whatever, it's always the same thing. Okay, it's always bathing in two fluids, always. So the body is more liquid than solid. And the two fluids are the blood and the lymph. So each one of your 80 trillion cells are bathing in fluids, blood and lymph. The blood is called the kitchen. Okay, so the purpose of the blood is to move, to circulate inside of your body and to feed your cells. This is done by the heart and the lungs. So right now I'm not moving, but my blood is moving. And the reason why I've been designed with the heart and the lungs is because my blood needs to move all the time to bring nutrition, to bring oxygen to my cells. When my cells are fed, all of my cells, including my brain cells, when they're fed, then they start doing their task. Okay, they do millions and millions of chemical reactions right now. Right now I'm talking to you, my brain is moving, my brain is working, and I'm there's millions of chemical reactions occurring in my brain, in my hands, all over my body. This is not my brain controlling the chemical reactions. Okay, it's the energy, it's the intelligence that I have inside of me that we call the life principle. Okay, so with me there is a life principle, and it makes my body intelligent, and it makes my cells able to do what they need to do. Okay, so when my cells are doing their task and they're doing all those chemical reactions that are involved in whatever you do with your body, then the cells are producing toxins and acids. So this body has been designed to be alkaline. We are an alkaline species. But when my body is functioning physically, mentally, emotionally, I am producing acids. So in the case of the brain, it's mostly phosphoric acid with other gas and other toxins, which is perfectly normal. So when the cells are fed, doing their task, producing acids and waste, cellular waste, then they need to dump the acid. They need to get rid of the acid. Otherwise, the cell would be damaged by those acids. Okay? So we have then the lymph. So the first fluid is the blood, and the second fluid is the lymph. And we have 4 times more lymph fluid than blood fluid. And the blood is called the kitchen. The lymph is called the sewage. Okay? So yes, we have been designed with a sewage system inside of us. It's the lymph fluid. The lymph fluid is like the blood. The only difference in between the two is that one has red blood cells, like the blood, but the other one, no. The lymph is just kind of water-like substance, clear substance. And it's pumped by exercise. So you see the difference? One is pumped by the heart. So right now I'm not exercising, but my blood is moving. The other one is not moving right now. So I've been designed with lymph nodes all over my body, spine, stomach, groin, armpits, neck, all over the place. And when I'm moving my body, when I'm moving my skeleton, when I'm moving my muscles, I'm squeezing the lymph nodes, and then the lymph is moving. This is the reason why we need to exercise, and this is the reason why all the animals on this planet are moving, because we need to move the fluid, okay, including the blood and the lymph. And then when the lymph is moving, it goes everywhere. So don't forget that we have 4 times more lymph than blood, and we never talk about the lymph. And then it's moving, and then it's collecting the waste from the cells, including the brain cells. Okay? So when it's collecting the waste, which is something that it does on a constant basis all the time, because the body is always creating waste, then it brings the waste to the 4 channels of elimination. So the body has been designed with 4 organs that are responsible to keep your internal organs clean, yourself inside clean all the time. So we have the bowels, the kidneys, the skin, and the lungs. So basically speaking, we're eliminating toxins constantly in the form of fluids toxins, matter, gas, whatever, through the bowels when we have a bowel movement, when we pee, when we sweat, and when we breathe out. And by doing so, constantly, non-stop, every second of the day, we keep the inside of the body clean, internal cleanliness. And when my body is clean inside, then my fluids are clean, my fluids are alkaline if I'm eating the right food, and then it makes my cells working perfectly well. The main channel of elimination is the bowel. So the bowel, we have the small intestine, which is about 25 feet long, and then we have the colon, which is about 5 to 7 feet long. So in between my ribs and my pubis, I have about 30 to 32 feet of like kind of a plumbing system. Inside of this organ, which is very long and very compacted, there's a lot of heat and there's a lot of humidity. So because of that, the food that I'm eating should never stay inside of me for more than 18 hours. Okay, this is called the transit time. The time that I'm eating the food and the time that my body is evacuating the food. Transit time. Okay, so which means that if I'm eating 3 meals a day, we should have 3 bowel movements a day, 18 hours after each meal. So if you have 1 bowel movement a day, you're 2 bowel movements late. And after 7 days, you're 14 bowel movements late. And what I'm saying is true. So then what happens is that the food stays inside of the bowel, plus the fact that you're not eliminating everything within 18 hours, so you're accumulating food residues inside of you because you're not eating the right food and you're not eliminating well. So digestion is not good. And then when the food stays like undigested because you're eating way too much food and way too much of the wrong food and you're not eliminating well, then because it is very hot and very humid, the food starts fermenting. Okay, so just think of a bottle of wine or champagne and you shake it. So then it starts fermenting. So then you have gas, so you feel bloated. Okay, and then the gas goes up. And then after fermenting, the food rots. Okay, and this is especially true because of this thing today of like the high protein diets. We haven't been designed, guys, to eat like a lot of protein, but we do eat a lot of protein, and protein in a very hot and very humid environment, which is our gut, is rotting very fast, believe me. So then it produces powerful poisons and toxins, and then everything is backing up into your body fluids. Then your body fluids are no longer kept clean and alkaline. Okay, so then your cells start bathing in very toxic and acidic fluid. So these toxins that you have in the bowel fermenting, like I said, they back up because the gas pushed them up like a bottle that you would shake. So then all the pressure goes to your neck, sinuses, whatever, upper body, and then it goes to your brain. And then the body fluids, like the brain fluids, I would say, where like your brain cells are bathing, become toxic, full of gas, and those gases are very toxic too. So then cells are living beings living inside of you. So then they're bathing in a very toxic environment, and then they start losing their energy because they're not bathing in the ideal environment. The ideal environment is to be clean and alkaline. So internal cleanliness is the first thing. You know, it goes beyond nutrition. You need to keep your body clean. This is a machine that heals by itself, repairs by itself, and regenerates by itself. So what happens is that the brain gets all this congestion. So Dr. Paul C. Bragg, which was like an amazing human being, used to say that wherever you create or you have a problem, it's because you have local constipation. So it's true for the brain. So the brain becomes so congested because of all these toxins backing up all the time, people not eliminating well, and people keep eating like the wrong food and not digesting the food and everything. So then what happens is that the body, like the brain fluids, are becoming so congested, so constipated with all these toxins and gases that are trapped, that then the cells are going down the drain. They're not working well. They cannot express themselves fully. And then you start getting symptoms of lack of memory, like symptoms of like different like brain problems, like Alzheimer's or whatever. You understand? This is it. So we live in a world of cause and effect. The effect is the brain not working well. It's the body reacting, responding. The brain cells are responding to the internal environment of the brain that is becoming more toxic and more acidic. The cause is always the body being too toxic and acidic. So, like we can treat the brain, but if we don't take care of the underlying cause, we're just going to get maybe like small benefit from it, but the body will never be able to reverse the condition. So I want you to understand that you need to keep your like colon clean. Don't forget that the bowel is like the second brain, that most of the neurotransmitters that your body is producing, about 95% of all those neurotransmitters are produced in the gut. So when the gut is fermenting and rotting, you imagine that the body is not able to produce very good like neurotransmitters. So you clean the body, you alkalize the body. When you alkalize the body by eating lots of fruits and vegetables, and you stop eating the crap, you know, the body starts becoming more clean, more alkaline. You start having better bowel movement. You take like very high quality herbs. You eat good food. And then the body's going to start eliminating, digesting better. And then as your body is eliminating, digesting better, and the body is becoming more alkaline and more clean, then cells starts waking up. And then you energize. So alkalizing is energizing. And as your body's internal environment is becoming cleaner, like you when you're living in a house, if you live in a house that is dirty, you don't feel good. It's the same thing for your cells. So as your environment is getting better, cells are getting much better, much stronger. And then your body is able to heal, repair, regenerate by itself. So I'm inviting you to this amazing world of vitality by, you know, like eating more fruits and vegetables, by listening to my videos. I'm just going to make more and more videos so that you understand this is my passion. And as you're going to clean, as you're going to change your way of life, as you're going to start understanding the cause of everything, which is acid and toxin causing all the symptoms that people are going through, then you're just going to start waking up. You clean your body, you wake up even more, and your body just repairs and regenerates by itself. So I'm wishing you like a very healthy day. Thank you very much.